Good morning, everyone. It's Cynthia with your daily tarot card of the day. And I'm really happy to be back doing this. If you've noticed, I've taken a little bit of a break. But here we are, returned to. And this week we're using the Healing Earth Tarot. And I have information about this in the description box below. I know we've used it before, but this, as we are starting Virgo season and moving through late summer and into early autumn, at the time that I'm recording this, this is the deck that I was guided to use for whatever reason. Thank you, Spirit, for that inspiration. But please remember that whenever you're watching this video, these messages are timeless. They are general for the collective energies of the day. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. No matter when you happen to click on this video, there's likely a message here for you. But again, above all else, always trust your own intuition. If it's not your message, that's fine. And if it is your message, then I'm glad you found it. All right. So, Spirit, general collective message for today. I just heard don't cut the deck, just take the top card. All right. Ooh, 2 of crystals. So with this particular deck, you'll notice it's much larger than a standard 78 card. It does have the 22 major arcana. It does have 4 court cards, persons, in each individual suit. But it's also got 2 additional, aside from the regular 4, which is generally earth, air, fire, water, would be cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. This deck actually has extra suits. And there's a correlation between the 4, but then they also have, so instead of swords is kind of split into 2. You've got crystals and feathers. So that's where the crystals comes from. There's mental energy here. There's also earth energy here, because crystals are from the element of the earth and the minerals. But in this suit, the depiction is usually of how our mental energy is influencing our physical. And you kind of have a blend of like 2 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords energy in this 2 of Crystals. What it's asking us to do is to be the center point, be the balance. So whether it's multiple tasks during the day or different things that are drawing your attention, that you have to find that balance, because you need to have that mental bandwidth in order to have the emotional and physical capacity to deal with something. So this is talking about paying attention to your body and how your nervous system is responding to your environment, how you're staying grounded and centered. The word fulcrum comes to mind. In the guidebook, they're describing about being that fulcrum, being that balance point in the center. So this also brings to mind very Libran energy in terms of the scales, right? Or justice. So this is all about balance and harmony and keeping your grounded in your body, but also centered in your mind, in order to hold a balance, in order to have the bandwidth to deal with the energies that could be swirling around you today. So today could end up being a very busy day for you, or there could just be a lot of things on your mind that, what's this next week going to bring, or what's this next month going to bring, or look at all of this stuff that's been going on recently that I feel like I have to pay attention to. There could be a lot of people coming and going. I'm getting the sense of, like, for most of the people watching this, that there's been some activity going on around you. And whether it's directly related to whether or not you respond, you know what I mean? Or if you're observing this happening in your environment or with people around you, either at home or at work or in your neighborhood or whatever. But there's a lot of energy swirling around you. And to be present in that can take a toll on our system. Even if we're not the ones that have to make a decision or take an action or participate, again, if we're in more of a witness mode or an observation mode where we're seeing this going on, you know what I mean, around us or to people in our lives, there's still a sense that it's, by observing it, we're actually letting it into our energetic space. It's on our mind, it's on our heart, it's, if it's in our environment, like say a workplace or a neighborhood or something, then it is something that's influencing our physical energy field, our aura or our vibe, right? So even if it's not a lot of energy that's happening or a lot of activity that's happening to you, you still need to find that grounding and that centeredness in order to be able to be present with that. If it's a toxic environment or you're surrounded by toxic people or negative thinking and things of that nature, then, you have to set your boundaries and being centered, not from a place of, I can't handle this, and go running and screaming. No, you get centered, you get grounded, you feel into where you are, where your body is, where your mind and your heart are, and you get connected and you say, okay, can I feel this, like sort of on the invisible walls of my aura? You know what I mean? Can I feel this putting pressure on my boundaries? This is a position where I need to not get sucked into it, or where I need to, set it down, leave it behind, disconnect from it. Like if it's toxic news programs, or if there's like a lot of fear mongering on the news, or too many ads, too much coming at you in terms of trying to pull your attention. You know what I mean? It could be that kind of a thing. It could be a social media rest. It could be a rest from the news, or individuals who are, negative thinking all the time, or negative speaking, gossip in the workplace. So you have to find where your center is, where your boundary is, and you have to discern for yourself, where is that pressure coming from? And if it's not yours, if it's not something that you specifically have to respond to, like a project at work that you're working on in a team, or a community drama, something going on with neighbors or in a group that you're a part of, or if it has to do, if it's not something that you directly, if it's inside of your home, then yes, you have to deal with it. You'd have to make a decision. You'd have to set your boundaries. You'd have to take action in some kind of a way. But if it's outside of the home, and if it's, in the workplace, not something that you're directly involved in, or in the community, not a group that you're directly involved in, you have to decide your level of engagement from that centered place, from that grounded place. Okay? This is what the energy is doing. Do I have to remove myself because that's too much pressure? Or is it coming towards me because I have to deal with it? I have to handle something. And so this Two of Crystals is really talking about being that center point where there's balance. And there's two people here. This could be two facets of your own personality, like mind and body, or mental, emotional, right? This could, and also feminine and masculine, right? The idea that the masculine is actively holding a boundary or holding a space, and that the feminine is being receptive to what are these energies doing around me, right? So your own intuition, and then that decisive action. What action are you going to take, in that sense? So it could be facets of yourself that you have to align with so that you can see what's going on around you and then how to respond. Or it could be, again, working with other people. Is this a team effort, like within the home? You and a partner, you and a spouse, you and a roommate, or it could be, you and a friend saying, okay, this is what we have to do, for the group, like getting in alignment in order to. So this could be talking about how a partnership or the support of another might actually help you, not help you get centered or grounded, help you, once you are centered and grounded, take action or make decision towards something. It could even be an entity. If you were in a situation, where do you need help, but you can't ask for help from a frazzled place, because that can create extra complications. So taking even just a few minutes, again, grounding, centering, mind, body, spirit, and getting a sense of where these energies are, where they're coming from. Is it yours to deal with, or is it not yours to deal with? If it's not yours to deal with, you have to decide whether or not you want to observe and witness in this space, or if you need to remove yourself. If it is yours to deal with, if there is something that you feel like you do need to do or respond to, stay in meditation until you get that inclination, until you get that message or that inspiration. And then if you need to ask for support, you ask for support. If you need to take an action, communicate a boundary, or, whatever the case might be, then go ahead and do that. If you need to clear your schedule, if you need to not answer the phone, if you need to go ahead and take those actions, those steps, whether it's a 2-minute minor thing, or whether this is like a big decision, that you are stepping towards. They're also saying something about remembering that, yes, life can change unexpectedly in an instant. However, there's always a before and an after. And that's why we have to focus on the journey. It can't just be about the one thing. And so they're saying if you make a decision, yes, that could be a life-changing decision. However, it could take 6 months of taking small steps in order to implement that decision. And that's okay. So you have to make sure that your response to these energies, once you figure out where you stand and what you need to do or not do, or what you need to do to even care for yourself, right? They're saying, it's still a moment of, there's a journey here. It's not just one and done. It's necessarily, it's there's stepping stones. So they're talking about like really trying to find balance in this moment, using it as almost like a teachable moment for yourself, to put into practice. something that you value, something that you believe in, inner peace, harmony, communication, honesty, right? Give those things to yourself. And, this could be a moment where you can also shine that out. Once you've given it to yourself, you can shine that out to others around you, by staying or going or doing or not doing, or just honoring your truth, who you are, step by step. So this is like really solidly, holding that balance in within, and making our decisions from there, and taking actions, and recognizing that no, it might not all change overnight, but at the same time, when we hold that within space, then everything that we do builds upon it, and things will shift. We will see fruition, balance, harmony, whatever it is that we want to see in our world, with our material life, with our relationships, with, whatever's going on. It's all going to continue to move and flow and adjust, and we're still going to be holding that inner peace, and that's what we really want, right? So with that, I wish everyone lots of balance and harmony today, even though things around you or in your own circumstances might be a little bit crazy and hectic, and that's quite all right. But remember to take time for yourself. Remember to take time for that centeredness and that groundedness. When you have that, it's a lot easier to step into your day. So, wishing you all peace and blessings, and I hope it's a wonderful day.